Dire warnings from the NDP that the Ford government is going to cut long-term care funding. City News has learned it was planning the cuts, but the new minister in charge of long-term care has put them on pause. Cuts to long-term care would have been a PR nightmare for the government, especially given this week's inquiry recommendations into the nursing home serial killings. Look at the reaction from nursing home residents and family members when they thought cuts were imminent.
They're short-staffed. I know. They're short-staffed. Nurses are asked to be working 12 hours a day. Mistakes are made.
We need to be help. We need the help. Please help us.
The planned cuts were outlined in these emails the NDP obtained from the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care, dated May 30th, 3 weeks before Doug Ford's massive cabinet shuffle to reset his struggling government. The emails confirmed 2 funding streams would end, a wage transition fund and a structural compliance fund. The NDP claims cutting them would chop $34 million from nursing homes across the province.
These cuts are reckless and dangerous. From potential falls to bed sores to the quality of nutrition and hygiene. Asking long-term care homes to do more with less is inviting misery for residents.
Just last week, residents at Villa Colombo were told the cuts would take more than $370,000 from its budget, and a testy meeting was held with the local PC MPP. Now, this is where the story takes a twist. Those cuts were supposed to be implemented yesterday. Now they're on hold. A government source tells City News the cuts were in the much-maligned provincial budget, the one that cut legal aid and public health, the one that had Doug Ford backtracking on retroactive cuts to cities. Polls showed voters were unhappy. Finance Minister Vic Fedeli was demoted, and the new Ministry of Long-Term Care was created and given to Marilee Fullerton, who says she has now paused the cuts.
We are putting them off until October 1st while we have time to evaluate and analyze what needs to be done to create continuity in the sector.
Minister Fullerton insists the government has put $72 million more into long-term care this year and is not going to take any money out.
We will spend the next year acting on what we've heard here today.
On Wednesday, the inquiry into the 8 murders of long-term care residents at the hands of nurse Elizabeth Wetlaufer released its recommendations, asking for more funding and staff to help what it called a strained system. Families with loved ones in nursing homes know that strain all too well.
I come here so often and I will find my mother without socks or without an undershirt on, and it's because the PSWs are run off their feet.
When the inquiry recommendations were made, Minister Fullerton said the government would be putting more money into long-term care, but said it's too soon to say how much more.